Hi, I'm Mariusz Zabrodzki, the UK General Manager at Freenow, and today I'm going to tell you how Freenow will give you more choice than ever before about your work as a private hire driver. Until now, we've seen all the apps make decisions for drivers regarding their professional status without your input. This resulted in sharp increases in commission when many drivers would have preferred the same commission without the worker benefits. But this is about to change at Freenow. We will give you the choice either to remain as independent contractor and retain 12% higher trip earnings and have more control over your work, or to change your status to worker and receive holiday pay, pension, and national living wage guarantee. When it comes to professional status, there are many conflicting opinions in the industry, with many suggesting that drivers should be workers, while others believe everyone should be an independent contractor. At Freenow, we believe this decision should remain with the drivers, given you have chosen this job for the autonomy and flexibility it offers. Earlier this year, we sent a survey to Freenow PHV drivers asking them which professional status they would prefer. 31% said worker, 59% said independent contractor, and 10% were undecided. As a result, we are now launching an optional program that allows PHV drivers to choose to remain as independent contractors or obtain worker status, which I'd like to explain in further detail in this video. We are aiming for both types of drivers to continue receiving a similar sum of all earnings and benefits, though this will depend on your choices, such as opting in or out of the pension. What does it mean to be an independent contractor at Freenow? Based on our conversation with drivers, the most important part of being an independent contractor is higher earnings, and indeed, when compared to workers, you will retain 12% higher trip earnings as an independent contractor at Freenow. You will also have more control over your work by being able to set your preferred booking radius in the app. On top of it, you will have an option to become a company owner, employing other drivers under the right of substitution. You will remain self-employed for tax purposes, and you should continue to complete an annual tax return. You will continue to have complete flexibility over when, how, or where you work using the Freenow app. On the other hand, what would worker status at Freenow mean for you? Worker status is a unique classification under the UK employment law. And while it doesn't classify a driver as an employee, it does entitle you to certain worker benefits, including national living wage, pension, and holiday pay. All worker benefits will be calculated based on your engaged time on the Freenow app, meaning we will calculate based on the time from when you begin to approach your next trip on the Freenow app until the point at which the trip is completed. I'll now explain your benefits in more detail. Private hire drivers will now be guaranteed to earn at least the national living wage. If weekly earnings are lower than national living wage, once expenses are deducted, Freenow will top this up where necessary to meet the minimum earnings commitment. Any tips you earn throughout the week will always be calculated as extra and not included as part of your base earnings, your pension. When you have switched to worker status and earn at least £192 in any week, you will automatically be enrolled to a pension scheme. Both Freenow and private hire drivers will contribute into the scheme. Although participation will be entirely optional, and you will have the choice to opt out of the scheme at any time. Holiday pay. Every week, we will top up your earnings by 12.07% once expenses are deducted to reflect your right to paid holiday. This is based on workers' rights to take 5.6 weeks holiday each year and continues to give drivers the flexibility to choose how or where to work. It is important to note that for tax purposes, you will keep your self-employed status and you should continue to complete an annual tax return. It's worth mentioning that nothing regarding your flexibility on when or where you will work will change when you become a worker, and you will continue to be able to work with other operators when you choose. When and how do I opt in or out of the Freenow worker status scheme? In the coming weeks, you will receive an email from us confirming that you can now change your professional status. From this moment, you will be able to see an option called Professional Status in the account section of your driver app, where you will be able to choose between being a worker and remaining as an independent contractor. We want to ensure that you're always opted into the professional status that best meets your needs. You will therefore be able to change your status at any time with a maximum of 2 changes every 12 months. Note that when you choose to change your professional status with Freenow, you will be prompted to accept the relevant terms and conditions for the respective professional status. Thanks for listening along today. If you'd like to learn more, please see our frequently asked questions below or visit the Freenow Help Center.